Well, it's a small but mighty crowd and an enthusiastic crowd, and I'm expecting lots of cheering. But welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us. My name is Angela Clark, and as a representative of CSL, I recognize that I am a settler on this land. I am truly grateful and honored to live and operate on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, and that other members of this gathering are working and living in the traditional lands of many other Indigenous peoples. At CSL, we are committed to a vision of a loving, vibrant world for all that works for all, and we're committed to uplifting Indigenous voices, respecting traditional lands, and working with communities toward reconciliation. And I thank the First Peoples who continue to live and care for Mother Earth, all that is above and below. And let's get this day started off on the right foot with our incredible musician. Throwing it to you, Mr. Ranj Singh.
Thank you very much. Outside the snow is falling, and you're sleeping peacefully. And old man winter's calling, calling. Each shiver moves your body closer to me. Now I'm feeling so enchanted. Tonight is Christmas Eve, and all around there's magic, and your beauty has cast a spell on me. 'Cause there's nowhere else on Christmas I wanna be than here with you. And there's no better gift that I could ever receive than waking up to you. Wake up, it's Christmas morning, and I'll race you to the tree. I don't really think you know how much the gift of you means to me. 'Cause there's nowhere else on Christmas I wanna be than here with you. And there's no better gift that I could ever receive than waking up to you. And there's nowhere else on Christmas I wanna be than here with you. And there's no better gift that I could ever receive than waking up to you. Thank you.
Wow, Ranj. Jonathan was talking earlier about the local radio station playing nothing but Christmas carols. Not my tune in, but if you were singing Christmas songs all day long, I'd be tuning in for that. That was
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was so lovely. Is that an original?
Yes, it's an original.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. We're so lucky to have Ranj with us today. We're so lucky to have Reverend Champion Fleming and our wonderful Jade today too. So it's a great, great day. And this is the month of light. And we're celebrating all the different religious holidays that are taking place because CSL White Rock is an inclusive spiritual community and a learning center, and we honor all the paths to the one. And again, our vision at CSL White Rock is a loving and vibrant world that works for all. And our teaching is based on 4 cornerstone beliefs. And honestly, I need a little pocket reminder of these and keep them in my wallet all day long. There is one life. It is the source of all life and all things. We are spirit having a human experience. Nothing outside us needs to change for us to be happy. And we are here to walk each other home. Beautiful, beautiful, powerful cornerstone beliefs in which to live a really vibrant life. It's with great pleasure that I introduce our speaker today, and that is the incredible and the wonderful Reverend Champion Fleming. Over to you.
Thank you, Angela. Hi, everybody. It's great to be with you this morning. Thank you, Ranj, for such beautiful music. I'm glad you're such a simple man because it's a beautiful thing. Well, today we're engaging with the idea of building thriving spiritual communities, and communities as a place of love and transformation. And in Centers for Spiritual Living, we say we envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. And there are about 400 centers for spiritual living around the world in 30 countries around the world. And so when we say we're global, that is indeed what we are. And thinking about the interconnectedness, I know that all of us are coming together in this amazing miracle that is Zoom from all over. I'm in Oakland, California, and I know that you all are peppered throughout British Columbia and beyond. And what an amazing thing to be able to build community this easily now, globally. And for me, this philosophy has been the language of my salvation, the language of my transformation. And I've been thinking a lot about community and how we move our individual growth to a collective level. And I don't know if you know Jean Vanier, who's the founder of L'Arche, which was a volunteer organization set up to assist people with developmental disabilities. But he said this amazing thing, which is so simple, which is one of the marvelous things about community is that it enables us to welcome and help people in a way that we couldn't or can't as individuals. And so as we enter into this conversation today, I hope it will become a conversation. What is community? And community is this first circle that creates our larger societal structures. It begins with family, all the way through all the organizations that we're engaged in at all levels, creating the culture of a country and a global culture. And at the micro level, our individual choices influence not only our own experience, but they are the character and subtext of the communities that we're a part of. And there can be a really beautiful alchemy of a community that unfolds, especially when we come together around something in the way that we do at White Rock, which is this is a community dedicated to love and transforming through love. And it's a community where we can remind each other when we forget that there is love, that we are sitting in love. And this week, I was having a dream. I had a recurring dream this week where I was telling people in my dream that they have to hold out their hands to catch all the love. Remember to open your hands to catch all the love. And so I'm hoping today that you're also thinking, as we talk about this, of all the communities that you're engaged in, not just White Rock, but what makes a thriving community. What makes it something you return to and want to engage in. And yesterday morning, I was on the phone with Tamara, and I was walking down the street in my neighborhood right outside my house. And she said, "Oh my goodness, where are you? Because those birds sound so amazing." And I realized when she said it that I was not even noticing the beauty and the song that I was, basking in, really, that I had forgotten to notice the beauty. And so this morning I was out in my backyard, and thanks to Tamara, I was reminded that there is beauty, that I am bathing in that. I was bathing in the bird song this morning, and I started thinking about the birds in my backyard as a community of believers is what I was thinking of them. I was thinking these little sparrows and juncos hanging out in these trees that have no leaves on them are a community of believers who are believing in the return of spring. And as I think of this kind of belief, the knowing of the return of spring, I'm just curious what we are a community of believers. And what is it that we are believing in? What are we believing in together? And as we move through December, this is a time of year that we're devoting to giving and contemplating and renewal. And we're thinking individually and probably collectively as well, in our families or our organizations, about what do we want? What do we want more of? What would we like less of? What do we want to be better or different? And so as we consider this, I want us to look with our eyes and our hearts with a sense of possibility about what can be better and different. And also grace and compassion for what we didn't get to yet this year, what we had hoped to do or see in our lives. And continuing this grace and compassion can hold us in this place of possibility. That this is a time of reflection of and being in possibility creating rather than problem solving. And so as we gather on this Sunday, we gather on Sundays to remember our oneness, to remember our wholeness, and to remember that each of us is an expression of the divine, that the divine life that made us is expressing through us with each breath, with each step. And this Sunday and every Sunday, we gather in this language of transformation, in this space of knowing that the possibility is here. Because we are here, the possibility of the community we want to be is here too. And that all life, all spirit is in this room, in this Zoom room with us now. And so we bring this truth with us into this conversation of the question of a thriving spiritual community, a community of belonging and transformation. And I've got news to you direct from the headlines that you already are a thriving community. That you are, I'm getting God bumps, as we say, that you are a community that's already thriving, that you hold a shared vision and you express a greater good in the world. That White Rock, you are a glue of folks that are together in commitment to spiritual practices, spiritual principles, that you hold this value of love and you express it out beyond this Zoom room and beyond the building or beyond your community, right? It is weaving and intersecting and overlapping with other communities. You are a healthy, effective organization, and you respect and honor one another and all creation. This is true of you. And you're known for the love that you share. You're known for the love that you share in this community and the world. And this being said, all of this being true of CSL White Rock, I'm sure that each of you have more that you want to be known for, more that you want to be doing in the world, more or different or better. And this inspiration that may gnaw like a problem to be solved, it is in fact an inspiration. It is divine life craving to be expressed through you and through this community. When we want, when we desire, when we hunger or long, this is the divine. It's stirring in us. It's moving us. And it wants to move more fully through us. And it's a simple thing. It is a very simple and beautiful thing to be in agreement with the divine. It takes only yes or thank you. This agreement is so simple. It's the agreement to be breathed. It's the agreement to be aware of the longing or the craving or the inspiration. It's the agreement to just allow this longing and craving to be. And to just say yes, even if we don't know how, even if we don't know why. To just be open to this agreement and to just say yes. And so when I was at CSL Davis in Davis, California, which is just outside of Sacramento, I had a senior minister there named Sarah Nichols, and she had the morning practice of asking 10 questions. And she had these spiral notebooks full of daily, every morning, 10 questions. And sometimes the questions would appear over and over. Maybe the words would be a little bit different. But these questions addressed the relationships in her life, her spiritual practice, any challenges or opportunities that felt bigger than just her. She asked questions. And she said these questions, she asked them with the idea, with the expectation, with the agreement that they would be answered. And when I arrived there fresh out of, I was still in ministerial school. I was more fresh into ministerial school. She said to me, "Champion, questions are the new affirmations." And the idea being that, and it's quite common in CSL that we're taught to declare something as if it already is. That we have a declaration stage in our prayer. We are often declaring something as if it is already done. But sometimes our human mind limitation or our sense of possibility isn't really there. And if we pose things as questions, we're bringing the infinite into a conversation. And Peter Block, who wrote this great book called Community, he says that we need to change the conversation. He says, in fact, we can think of a community as a conversation. And so I like to think of questions as a conversation with the divine. And if we ask questions at a communal or collective level, then our community is in a conversation with the divine. And so what new questions might we ask? What new questions might we ask with the idea, the expectation, the agreement that they will be answered? And so I want to shape this around what are the ingredients to building a thriving community of belonging and love and transformation. And I think about, well, what are the ingredients to collect a community of birds into my yard? Trees and seed and bird feeders. What are the ingredients for creating belonging and opportunities for transformation and connection in a community? Well, the first is, and I'm going to list about 6 ingredients. The first is a compelling experience that connects us to our purpose and provides direction for our lives. And this is listed in the chat this morning. There's a list of compelling events, ways to engage. This is a Sunday service, a class, a gathering in the park. All of these are meaningful and help us make meaning. And so White Rock has this ingredient. This is an ingredient that exists within the community. Another ingredient is a practice that sustains us. Our practices ground and center and organize our lives. They deepen our connection to the divine, and even like through Jade's meditation this morning, collective meditation, although we weren't actively in the intention of it, we do connect to each other. When we breathe together, when we send love together, we're widening our circle in this space and connecting with one another. And our practices connect us to that divine presence, something beyond ourselves. They connect us with our mind, our body, and spirit. And so check. This is an ingredient, a practice that sustains, and sustaining a practice. This is an ingredient that was within White Rock. And the third ingredient is a community that serves, that we serve one another and we serve beyond the walls of this space. That we serve the larger purpose of the organization and that we share that out into the larger community. The fourth ingredient is a commitment to others that strengthens. And this is a beautiful thing. When we make a commitment to a community, we make a promise. And I know there are folks in this room that have made a promise to CSL White Rock, to be part of a team, to stay connected, to run and organize the center, and to build connection to everyone in the community, everyone who participates, no matter in how they're participating, that we are in this commitment to strengthen and support one another. And communities that really thrive are communities where this promise is with no expectation of anything in return, just the willingness to serve. And so this community is organized around this fifth ingredient, which is a philosophy or a belief system that guides. And that we gather in the philosophy of the science of mind, which guides and directs our work, which guides and directs how we are in the larger world. And the thing about the Centers for Spiritual Living and the science of mind is that we believe all paths to the divine are valid, that we don't have a hierarchy of faith or belief or religion, that we believe that authentic, honest, loving engagement in our philosophy and in all the philosophies we see, knowing that people collect today all over the world on a Sunday in faith and in expression of this same love, that this is good, no matter what form it takes, no matter the denomination or philosophy. And the sixth ingredient for fostering a thriving spiritual community that really creates belonging is invitations, that we invite people in to share. And when we have an invitation that's powerful, clear, and inviting, then we build community and we build connection. And these invitations can be often repeated because we know it's a busy world, a busy time, and that there are lots of ways for people to engage in different communities to engage in. And so let's not be afraid to extend multiple invitations to the same person with the clarity that this is a loving, transformational community that will hold and embrace you and foster whatever ways you want to move or change or grow. And so these are the 6 ingredients that I wanted to bring forward today. And posing them as questions. What practices sustain me and what practices sustain this community? What promise can I make to this community? Is there a way that I can serve at a deeper level? Or is there a way that this community can serve in the larger community? What are the networks of our connections? Are we in service to a larger community within British Columbia and beyond? And can I make an investment in invitations? Who can I invite in to join us with a sense of clarity and a knowing of belonging? And knowing that we do this, that we ask these questions with the idea, with the agreement that they'll be answered. And that this community builds not necessarily with speed or with scale, but with love and with the idea of creating belonging, strengthening others through our commitment to love and transformation. And so it is. So, Angela, I'll go into prayer and then we can do the So just arriving fully in this moment with the awareness of all of us here in this space today, this community that is the Center for Spiritual Living, White Rock, knowing that we gather today in the love of, in the possibility of all that the divine is. That we gather and we touch into the knowing that each one of us was created whole, perfect, and complete by the thing itself. And that we join together in unity, in our wholeness, in our connection and expression of love, becoming exactly what this community already is, a thriving community with divine order and abundance, with so many blessings and opportunities. Just knowing that this community is in the right and perfect place right now. And the agreement for expansion and evolution means that expansion and evolution are inevitable. Knowing that all things are working together for the good of this community and beyond. That the love that we know and share just ripples out beyond and beyond and beyond. And that everywhere we go as individuals, we touch into other communities. We are known for love. We share love. And so I just give thanks for this truth. I give thanks for this opportunity to gather together in the love of and possibility of the divine. And I release this word. I let go, I let God, I let it be, and so it is.
And the spiritual practice of sacred giving begins with the recognition that it is part of our nature to give and receive. At CSL White Rock, we teach that giving is not a practice we should do out of a sense of obligation, but something that we choose to do out of a generous spirit of love and joy. The act of giving establishes balance and allows energy to flow freely, coming and going out. When you are balanced, you are naturally open to the miracles surrounding you at every moment. So speaking of giving, we are collecting non-perishable food for the Surrey Food Bank at our next in-person gatherings. So that's next Sunday and then the following Wednesday for the solstice. And we're also last chance for any Nature's Fair receipts as they're going to give us back 3% of that, of your receipt, which is great. So get out there and so let us affirm together our prosperity affirmation. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful all that I need flows to me effortlessly through channels expected and unexpected. I am the instrument, goodness me, instrument of this prosperous life. Not enough coffee this morning. If you choose to give in support to your spiritual community, you can donate on our website, mail us a check, or send us an e-transfer, and all the info is in the Zoom chat. So that brings us to the end, almost the end of our service. Thank you, everybody who was with us today. It's so great to see everybody. Hope to see you all next Sunday in person. And I'm going to and thank you, Jade, and thank you, Tu, for your wonderful Zoom coordination. And thanks again, Reverend Champion, for being with us.